after their 20 losses, and they score a 20-point win on a night they become the NBA's all-time single-season three-point champions. The final score, Boston 123, Phoenix 103.
Hey, we got 2 hours here on a Friday night with you all. Who's coming home from the game? Did you feel like you watched greatness tonight? A lot of records for that franchise. A lot of records. But this team just continues to break them. Is it okay if I say that the Phoenix Suns tapped out tonight? Because people criticize me for my tap-out takes. I think Phoenix tappa. Tapped out. Tappa. They stink. It was bad. They rolled. The Celtics absolutely rolled tonight. So what do we do here? Like, I can green team. I'm wearing my NBA champion Celtics shirt that I bought off a third party. Somebody created the art for it, and I bought it off of them. Took a long time to get it, but it doesn't matter. I'm wearing it and it fits. If you remember those old shirts from the 86 Celtics and the characters and all that. I got one of those on. So I can green team if you want. I could tell you that Derek White became the first player in NBA history tonight to have 253s and 75 blocks in a season. I mean, Skaz, I know you were just on the phone, but I'm wearing my authentic, well, technically it's not authentic, but I'm wearing my NBA character championship shirt. So, I mean, should I green team? Should I green team, or should I just, because I said the Suns stink and they've tapped out.
They do stink, Joe. They are one of the more unenjoyable, for lack of a better word, teams to watch in the NBA. They are a chore to watch play basketball, especially this season. The Phoenix Suns not going to be doing much in this foreseeable future, I don't think. Not a lot of draft capital there.
Not smelly though. They stink.
How about 25-5 in your last 30? Is that good?
Oh, and they're undefeated in April.
18-2 after a loss.
That's right. I was going to mention that too. Okay, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Pretty good.
28 assists tonight.
Pretty good. Jaylen Brown look all right tonight?
39-5 this season, 25 assists. Did Jaylen Brown look good tonight? Yes. Do you know what I tried to do last night? We didn't get to it because I don't know what we were doing. We've done a lot of stiff talk this week.
A lot of conspiracies thrown around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got more today on that, by the way. I wanted to be like, hey, I think we should talk about Jaylen Brown's knee, man. I'm glad we did it now.
Yeah, and Max, he mentioned it a couple times throughout the broadcast where Jaylen did look a little slow, maybe even a little hobbled at the beginning of the game, but once he got warmed up, I mean, that was as good as he's looked in a while. Like he was attacking, he was everywhere. I thought that was one of the better Jaylen Brown nights, in recent weeks.
He looked gimpy.
I think that was the word Max used. Yeah, a little gimpy, and then, well, certainly didn't look gimpy halfway through the game.
Shout out to Max, who is in the new what is it called, Celtic City?
Seeing Max doing commercials. He's in Celtic City.
The lottery one's good.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Maxwell, do you think I could ever make the NBA? Hell no.
No chance.
See Porzingis get hit in the face in the fourth.
A little WWE there from Porzingis, getting the blood going.
He laughed it off.
Big crowd pop.
Ryan's watching something back there. I could hear him through the glass.
Might be cutting highlights if I had to guess.
I know there's a
little game recap.
A lot of records being broken tonight.
Tied, Joe. I'm sure someone will mention it. Tied Gretzky's record.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say tie it or break it? No, tying records.
Celtics broke a record. Ovechkin
tying. Just back to the Porzingis thing, though. Do you think now his stitches that he'll have will be like a thing?
Maybe we get masked Porzingis. He breaks out the mask like Jaylen.
Oh, yeah.
Or LeBron back in the day. Kyrie had the mask for a minute there.
I'll entertain this. Famous masks. It doesn't even have to be NBA.
Jim Carrey.
Well, okay. All right, fine. Rambus wore one.
Jerry Cheevers, right? That's a famous mask.
The Undertaker had to wear one. It was like a Phantom of the Opera looking one. Buck Williams, who played for the Blazers, wore a mask.
Rip Hamilton was he's like the godfather of it almost in the NBA.
Dave Cowens had to wear one back in the 70s. Or was it early? I can't remember if it was late 70s. You said the LeBron already, right? How about Durant? I feel like that guy plays with a mask. Okay, so two things. I'm crossing not sports, but topics. Kevin Durant didn't play tonight, and I was telling you off the air that there was a time in my life where I thought outside of LeBron, Durant was the best player in the league, which probably was true.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay. Has anybody taken a big hit more than him? And your answer was, well, he's still a Hall of Famer and probably a top 10 player of all time.
20, but yeah.
Okay, fine, 10, 20, whatever. But then it gets announced that Dwight Howard is going to the Hall of Fame.
Rightfully so.
Again, me looking from afar, I think of him as a clown. Like, he amused me. You know? He did. Now, I never took him to be the dominant rebounder or player or whatever. But coming to look at the stats, he's better than some other people that are in the Hall of Fame.
8-time All-NBA. 8 times All-NBA.
He is, top 10 all-time in rebounds.
3-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champ, and an Olympic gold medal.
In the end, when it comes to basketball, Skess, it doesn't matter how you end. He didn't end well, right? Didn't he play in China or something?
I think he was, Taiwan maybe. He was overseas,
but in the end, he's NBA Hall of Famer, right? Carmelo Anthony, in the end, NBA Hall of Famer. And when we think about Kevin Durant, in the end, NBA Hall of Famer.
Top 20 scoring all time, all that stuff.
But those three guys, Durant aside, I just don't. Well, did Howard win a championship ever?
He was on the Lakers team in the bubble.
Doesn't count.
Had a feeling that was coming.
Nah, I'll give it to him. Fine. I'll give it to him. Just does nothing for me. Those three guys, all like Melo. I loved Carmelo Anthony. Holy hell, I watched his college career. Does nothing for me. Durant's a champion, but just the way it's ended for him and where he ends up and refusing trades, and just bad look. So as much as this is supposed to be about how great the Celtics are, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, in the Hall of Fame in the same year, it's perfect. Both were great players. Here, I think we tend to pour water on those two players. And I throw Durant in the same category. Durant's a superior player to the two. Trust me. I mean that. But just the way it's ending for Kevin Durant, kind of out on Kevin Durant. And all this talks about, he wants to play with Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown could have got traded for him years ago, and this and that. If he wanted to play for the Celtics and with Tatum so bad, you should have accepted the trade years ago. But you know what? Some of the best trades are the ones never made. And thank God, Jaylen Brown is still here after his 31-point performance tonight. If you want to jump aboard, 617-779-0985. We're on YouTube tonight. And I see our friends already in there. I'm Bynes in there. What you can do is if you go to youtube.com and then search 98.5 The Sports Hub, we have a chat. So Matthew's in there. Rob's in there right now. Boston Palm Beacher. There you go, Boston Palm Beacher. Carrie Ann in Seattle, always supporting from afar. We got Matt Brokerage, babe. She's in there. The crew is in there tonight. We got about 75 in there. Feel free to jump in. You can chat away. It's a Friday night, so we're going to have some fun. No doubt about it. But just getting back to the Celtics, they make history from beyond the arc. Missoula ball was in full effect tonight. And the strategy paid off big time. For those who don't like Missoula ball, by the way, I know, before I get into all this stuff, I feel like I've been marinating some takes because we had the game. I'm ready to throw them in the air fryer and let them rip. But for those who criticize Missoula ball, they just broke a record. Are you not entertained? Oh, they're going to lose the Missoula ball. It's not good enough. They just broke our record. All-time record. They beat the Warriors from 22-23 that had 1,363 three-pointers. And they're going to pad more stats the rest of the way. Oh, but they shoot too many threes. They shoot too many threes. Missoula ball doesn't work. Blah, blah, blah. You're wrong. Take the L. They won a championship. They break a record. So stop with the too many threes. I don't want to hear it anymore. This is how they win. This is how they play. And they make everybody tap out. It's a fact. Oh, they shoot too many threes. Blah. They just broke a record. With games to spare, by the way. Games to spare. I had to get that one off my chest. The Celtics starters, they played tonight. Of course, with the back-to-backs, the injuries, the rest days, all that coming up. The starting five really hasn't played much, right? They've played 332 minutes together this year, over 22 games. And they've only played 2 games together over the last 15 contests. So they've had a negative net rating this year. I actually have a statistic on all that. But, Joe Missoula, is there anything for him to be concerned about heading into the postseason? No. I do think that getting positive reps together as a group will help them. But the Celtics are playing the best basketball at the right time. Yep, you got a little scared tonight with the Porzingis stitches in the eye, but you know what? He laughed it off like a crazy man. I'm bleeding. It was kind of a scary look. I liked it. So I will never tell you that he is soft. I kind of like it. But they need to at least play together a little bit more, and I would still rest them. Jaylen Brown playing despite the knee pain. It's a bone bruise, so some nights it's good, some nights it's not. It was good tonight. The Suns stink. They're supposed to be playing for their playoff lives, and they got smoked tonight. And I'm sorry, I know they stink. But the Celtics get everyone's best punch. This was not the best punch by the Suns tonight. They tanked. Tappa. They tapped. There was no reliable player outside of Devin Booker on that court tonight. And they've spent money. They're probably going to tear that thing down. Durant will be gone. Whatever. They stink. If they were embarrassing, they should be. I hope you're listening. You're embarrassing. That was an embarrassing effort tonight by the Suns. At one point, we're supposed to think, Brad, guess how many, hey, Skaz, ask Neil. Ask Neil this question. Neil, our great traffic manager. Is that what his title? I don't know. I can give him a better title if he has one. Just ask Neil how many, he doesn't know. How many points did Bradley Beal have tonight? Just let him guess. I like this one.
15.
1! Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal at 1 point Scrub. We've been doing stiffs this week. Scrub.
And check out his career earnings, Joe.
Oh, I'll do that if you'd
I would
like.
guess north of $250 million if I had to guess.
Bradley Beal career earnings. Oh, this should be fun. Oh, 1.11. God, he's made too much money. I don't even want to look at it. There's a lot of money here. $318 million. 1.1. 1 point. When Kevin Durant doesn't play and you're with a bunch of scrubs, you are the biggest scrub of them all? What's going on with him? He's quitting. He is quietly quitting.
That's the new trend, Joe. Quiet quitting.
Is that even quiet? How is that quiet? 1 point, bro? Like 12 is like, hey, he's quiet quitting. 15, he's quiet quitting. 1, they stink. He should be embarrassed. No trade clause, Beal. He should have stayed in Washington. For real. Who has more upside right now? The Suns or Washington? For real. Just say Washington.
I'll say, even though they don't have Devin Booker, I'll say Washington.
Well, they might get Cooper Flagg, though.
Yeah, they might.
They might. They're hoping and praying.
They're certainly hoping.
Who knows? Maybe Kevin Durant might want to go to Washington. I've heard that a million times. That is an embarrassing stat. Bradley Beal, 1 point. Oh, let's go on more Hall of Famers now who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, but like 1 point nights? Garbage. Scrubs. Scrub. You are a scrub. Oh. $318 million. One of the only guys in the league without a no trade clause. Scrub. I really hope you're listening. You guys are embarrassing. Fighting for a playoff spot with that performance? Scrubs. All right. I'm sorry. We've been sitting here all night. I haven't talked to anybody besides Skaz. Now I'm ready to yell. Pat is in Gloucester. Hey, Pat. Pat. Hey, Pat. Yeah.
Hello, go.
Hey, would you fall asleep?
No. I'm sorry. I'm playing Mario Kart. It was like a thing with the television.
Wait.
Last night you said there was a joint at the end of 128 where it ends in Gloucester, and there was a lobster roll place.
Yeah.
Not for 3 years. When was the last time you were up here?
I go to Long Beach every summer.
Oh, Long Beach. Oh, yeah, there's a great lobster joint over there, but like not at the end of the extension.
No. It's a convenience store that has lobster rolls.
It's like an ice cream place.
No, that's the one on Long Beach. I think it's called Charlie's Place.
Oh, yeah. That's like a breakfast joint. Yeah, they have really good food there, too.
Yeah. I just, I'm not from the North Shore, so it's hard for me.
That's not near Long Beach at all.
No.
That's next to Good Harbor.
You're missing my point. I said I go. You asked me when do I go to Gloucester. I said I go to Long Beach. But I was telling you the place that is near the Rotary. Whatever, dude.
Whatever, right. So, your take on all those players that you just talked about, like Kevin Durant, and they could add like a bunch more.
Bradley Beal.
Yeah. Losers, like never, ever won anything. They never won anything.
Durant did, but...
Yeah.
But
did
Carmelo did not. I
guess. They already won 2 before Durant got there, right?
Yeah, Bradley Beal didn't win anything.
No, he's I don't know, he's kind of like he's a poor man's, who's that kid that used to play for the Celtics? he said like bring in the Brinks truck and all that.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, he's no different.
Where do I go? Where do I go for a lobster roll then? If do you have a suggestion?
The secret, Joe. You got to live here, kid. I can't tell you.
All right, then.
Otherwise, if I told you right now, the traffic would go up like 1,000,000%, which I don't want.
Can I tell you something about this, Pat, real quick? I am not from. I live on the North Shore now.
I know. You said you live in Pee-wee, right?
I live in Pee-wee, but I'm from Boston. So I never crossed the Tobin Bridge until like 20 years ago.
Really?
So now that I live out here, I have had restaurants say, "Hey, Joe, appreciate the shout out, but like, the locals are upset with you." So the locals don't like it when I pop up their spot.
Because you pick a lobster roll over another place or something?
No, they just, their locals don't want outside. They like the clientele they have. They don't want transplants.
Yeah, that's true.
It's all you Gloucester people. Sorry to hang up on you, man. By the way, just getting back to my Kevin Durant take, I buried him. But at the same time, though, would I have wanted Kevin Durant on the Celtics 10 times out of 10 times, and I am not lying about that. Was there a day in my life where I said, yes, trade Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant? I am guilty. I think most of you are too. I do think that if Kevin Durant was on some of those old Celtics teams with Jason Tatum, I do think they win the championship. I do think they beat Jimmy Butler. I do think they beat the Heat. Do they win a championship? I don't know. But now Kevin Durant's stock is fallen. Oh, now I want to play for the Celtics. Like, dude, you're a ring chaser, bro. Pat is in the truck on Kevin Durant.
Gee, I'm embarrassed to call myself Pat now. It's like listening to that guy in Gloucester talk about Mario Kart and lobster rolls.
I wanted to follow up on the Mario Kart. He must have been stoned out of his mind.
Oh, it sounded like it. I almost hung up. I couldn't handle it. No, so out of some random act of faith, the Celtics don't win a championship this year. And Kevin Durant, hungry to come to Boston again like he wanted to before he went to Golden State and sold out. So you're not going to take Kevin Durant, probably with a possible guaranteed championship the next year. Probably, you say his stock's low. I say his stock's high as hell.
I'm sorry. Who stock?
Kevin Durant.
You think his stock is high right now?
Did you see what he did in the Olympics? He still knows how to ball.
Yeah.
He's playing with Beal, 1 point. You get 1 point. Like you said, 313, 1 point. Booker, that team should be a friggin' at least middle of the pack playoff team, and they're not doing it. Clearly not happy. So I think if the Celtics don't win it again this year, how do you say no to KD coming?
Well,
basically,
This is why I say no. He's going to make $51 million and then $54 million. So how do the Celtics pay for that?
They restructure it. They restructure it and they move when they move JB, it's going to be a 3-team deal.
This is the NBA, bro. You can't restructure deals.
Then make it work somehow.
See you later. That went on far too long. You're not getting Kevin Durant, and you're certainly not trading Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant. That is a massive lose-lose for the Celtics. You're taking a lot of bad calls recently, Joe.
This is good. The last one, though, I missed. That would have been one that I wish we could have. The Mario Kart, I asked him about it. It went right over his head. But, the last time I played Mario Kart, I was stoned in my buddy Billy's basement in, 2005. How does one get Mario Kart these days? I played it on N64. Again, 15 years ago. 25. Wait, how old am I? 25. I can't even do my math anymore. It's wild tonight, huh? So the stock is high. $54 million 37-year-old player, stock high, huh? Huh.
So, but 36, about to be 37, chronically injured, not a great defender. Stock as high as it could be, Joe.
Do you want to know what his career earnings were? Well, he hasn't earned it all yet because they can't restructure the deals. But yeah, it's almost $500 million. These guys are stealing. They are stealing. At least Durant's got some hardware, though. Well, Chris is in Worcester. Chris.
Hey, Joe. I don't know how you do it, but you're getting all the guys. Everybody's like on the happy stuff or something tonight. And I had a great night, too. I mean, I really did. I loved watching the game. Everything was great. Love Porzingis. And some of the ball, what I liked about the game was ball movement by the Celtics even. There were threes, yes. They got the record for threes. But towards the end, I was watching the ball movement, passing. And it was pretty. It brought me back to the '80s, like a little bit, just a little bit, Joe. But thank you for everything. You are the funniest dude on radio.
Where are you going to eat tonight in Worcester? Where are you going?
Well,
Is the Boynton open still?
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I kind of cheaped out. I went to the Nines.
No. There's nothing wrong with the Nines, bro. Give me the Gold Fever wings all day long.
I should have. I should check into that, see if they're still kind of rocking. There's a lot of shifting in the city of Worcester now. I've been here for 20 years now in Worcester, and there's been a lot of shifting. I'm a transplant Worcesterian, whatever, whatever you want to say. But I've been here for 20 years, though, so I'd say I got a good grip of the city and stuff. But there were usually really good places to go, but for some reason, I feel like as I get older, I just try to go to, you know what I mean?
Like Applebee's in Auburn?
Or whatever.
Friendly's.
Yeah. No, shut up, Joe.
I love Friendly's, bro.
I hate you. I love Friendly's, too. Their freaking grilled cheese was awesome, man.
Dude.
The grilled cheese at Friendly's was the best grilled cheese you could ever get.
I love the grilled cheese from there, yes.
Yeah, there's no get out of here. I'd have to go to the Cape to find the Friendly's or something.
Oh, there's not one in Wootown? No?
No, gone. There used to be like 4 over here, and they're all gone.
Well, the Soul.
I live in Tactic Square. I live near Tactic Square, the airport in Worcester. There was a nice Friendly's. Now it's Funky Murphy's over there.
Oh, I've been to Funky Murphy's. You're near Hot Dog Annie's.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's still there. Oh, yeah. We've talked about that before. That's that's a go-to place. But I'm talking like coming home, going out, watching a game. And I was like, we tried to get into a Quinn's. It's on Route 12 there, but it was just too packed. And so we said 9.
I'm a big fan of that. That I might have talked to you about this, but that food court is legit next to Polar Park.
Oh! Joe, you know what makes me mad is that I should go and watch a game. I haven't done it yet. I should go watch Marcelo Meyer or look at these young people and prospects coming up I should. Nice area. That was Kelly Square.
That's right.
The worst.
They fixed that one up big time, huh?
Back in the day, that was like the worst intersection in all of America. They used to talk about it. It was like so many. It was crazy, Joe. It was right near.
It's done very. It's done. I'm going to be doing a big card show at Polar Park this summer. So right at Polar Park.
Oh, cool!
Come by and say hello.
I hope to meet you in person, sir.
You got it, Chris. Appreciate you, bro. Sorry, Worcester talk. Is just. I think they got a good food scene out there. Just got to drive out there. Because people are afraid of Worcester. It's like, hey, we might have something going on in Worcester. I think we have something going on in Providence, Skaz. We might have to give that away in a little bit. Let's take one more before we go to break. Eric's in the car. Hey, Eric.
Hey, how's it going? Worcester talk. Yeah, that's where I'm from, too. So I totally get what you guys are talking about.
What are you going
to listen to.
What are you going to get tonight?
I would love to have sole proprietor. Little crab rangoons with some of that side sauce. It's actually unbelievable.
Have you ever dipped at the Soul and Boynton at the same time?
Yeah, and by the way, you can order the food from 111 Shop House, and they'll bring it across and bring it over for sole proprietor because they're all the same owner. 111
That's
sole
right.
proprietor and Via, they're all the same owner.
Wow.
So you could order off the menu, and the guy will literally drive there, and he'll give you the food for the other places. I never thought it was a thing, and then I sat down at sole proprietor. The guy literally said, "Is there anything on the menu you don't like?" My father-in-law said, "Yeah," and then all of a sudden. He goes, "Well, we could get you something from 111 and Via." He's like, "Oh, isn't that like a mile or two away?" He's like, "Yeah, but like we have guys that travel back and forth for like Uber Eats and all this stuff. So you could order the food from the other restaurants and they bring it to you. It's wild.
You just gave us a public service announcement.
Yes,
that was a good
it's
one.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So
you gonna take under it?
Yeah, no, I do. Honestly. I don't think like you load up a team with a bunch of superstars, it's not really going to get the job done. I think the Celtics are right where they need to be. They have a deep bench. They have a lot of young guys coming up and showing a lot of good stuff. So I think you just add in a bunch of nonsense if you bring in Durant. Guy's great. Don't get me wrong. He's, averaging 27, 28 points a game this year. But I just don't think that's going to change the team drastically. If anything, it's going to be like, oh, we got to get the Durant the ball. I just think it's going to take away from Tatum and Brown and everybody else in the court doing what they need to do to win a championship. It doesn't make any sense unless we're trying to get rid of Brown or someone crazy, but that on paper doesn't make any sense either. So I think he needs to just ride it out with another team or something like that. It's not really a good idea.
Go to Miami. Let them figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. We just go to Southeast, go somewhere else. We don't need that nonsense.
All right, Eric. Appreciate you, bud. A lot of Worcester fans tonight, huh? Well, you know what? It's Friday night. I know I'm running a little late here, but you know what? Joe's hanging on the line. He's in North Andover. What's up,
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
How you doing?
Joe, what's going on? How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Not too bad. So I grew up in Medford myself. I know I know you know about Dom's. And you ever been to Bob's Italian Sandwiches, Italian Foods in Medford?
There's a bear crap in the woods? Of course. It's funny. The last time I went in there, hey Joe, hey, and they were like, "What do you want?" And I go, "Chicken parm on a braided roll." And I've yet to get anything else when I go there because the braided roll is so good that I can't stop. Yeah, that's really good. I like Lakash's over there. It's very good. I used to work in Medford, so trust me, I've had from Pinky's to Sidebar to Tanache to Modern, you name it, I've been there.
So real quick, in case any of the listeners who are listening don't know, so the braided roll. The braided roll is the way to go. If you want a large sub, do not order a large. It's because that comes on a French roll.
Correct.
You have to get the small or the jumbo for the braided roll.
That's right, jumbo. That's right.
But quick question. I wanted to know, what is your favorite North Shore beef? I got a place in Danvers called Modern Butcher. The place is unbelievable, and I wanted to know what your favorite North Shore beef is.
I know
place to go.
I know the owners there. I've had their sandwiches. They're great. I've yet to have a beef from them, but they're very nice people.
Only on Saturdays.
Yeah, I get one day off a week, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I hear you.
Unless they want to.
You gotta really want it on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, for my money, it's Jamie's. I grew up I grew up in Boston, so I never had a beef in my life. But Nick's was the first beef I ever had, and I still have a place in my heart for them.
Nick's roast beef?
Yep, in Beverly.
There you go.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now. That you've ever had Alamo in Medford?
Alamo, of course, Medford Square.
That's not a bad beef. I wouldn't put it on the top.
Bad.
Wouldn't put it at the top, but it's not a bad.
No,
it's not a bad beef.
It's not the greatest you've ever had, but hey, you can go any day of the week and you're not going to be disappointed.
Hey, did you know that the North Shore Beefs is having a Final Four of beefs?
I think I did hear something about this, because I follow Modern Butcher. I'm not sure where they're at right now.
So the real beef king is Andy Ferg. He's from the North Shore, and they're doing a beef bracket, and you should see who the finalists are, and one's out your way.
Ooh, is it
You got to go see. That's a tease. You got to go You got to go do the work now. We're doing beef talk, guys. Since Neil's been here, right? I got 5 minutes of sports takes. The rest were for food. I didn't. I know. You know what's funny is usually people are eating their upset feelings, but now they won, and now they don't have anywhere to go, and they're upset about it. But one guy did give us a public service announcement. Actually, two public service announcements. One is you got to order a jumbo on a braided. If you say large, they're going to give you a large bread. You want it on a braided jumbo. That was one. The other is if you go out to Worcester and you go to the sole proprietor, you can get Via in their other restaurants, and they'll bring it to one restaurant because they're all in one family. That's a public service announcement. That's like the triple dip.
We're an educational program, Joe.
That's a triple dip. We got to go to headlights. I'm Joe Murray.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics won 123-103, led by who? Jaylen Brown is 31 points. Jason Tatum at 23. It's just they broke a record tonight. Most threes in a season. Derek White, most threes and blocks in a season. That's a record. No one else besides Derek White has ever done that. Can you believe that? What else do we have going on today? Well, Dwight Howard has been elected as a first ballot member of the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame class of 2025. Red Sox 13-9 winners in the home opener today. Trevor Story, Wilyer Abreu, back-to-back Jack.
flavor. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Everybody knows Joe.
Just keeps getting better.
Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I'll be there. Myself, Jay Stu, Sarge, Andy Wong. We're excited. We're going to be doing 2 nights. Night 1, night 2, WrestleMania at the Raider Stadium. So although I know you don't care about wrestling talk, I won't do that to you right now. Just letting you know that in 2 weeks, I will not be here. I will be in Vegas. I'll do videos and, tell you all about the food I had and all that fun stuff. Hang out by the pool. Should be fun. Who's counting anyways, What else do we want to talk about? The Celtics tonight. Oh! Alex Ovechkin, everybody. We saw him the other night. He tied Wayne Gretzky's record for goals. Tied. 894 goals in 1,487 games. Or 86 games, excuse me. So, Ovechkin has 894 goals in one less game than Wayne Gretzky. Gretzky in the house tonight, by the way. He's gonna break this thing. I just saw the tickets were going minimal. Nosebleeds were going for like $1,500. This is history, everybody. I don't know if we'll see this again. When we talk about records being broken, like tonight, the Celtics, there'll probably be another team to shoot as many threes. It will probably happen. The way that it's taught in other leagues, especially in the lower levels before college, etc. Maybe the Celtics break the record next year. Maybe they say, hey, 60, let's do 70 this year. 73s. So I think that would be broken. I don't think there'll be an 18-0 football team. I just don't think there will be. I don't think anybody will hit in 56 straight games in baseball. Just, I don't think anybody will ever hit 73 home runs, if that's the record that you count. I just don't know. This one by Ovechkin, though, I don't know. I don't think it will be. I know there's certainly younger players that are putting up great production, but nah, I don't see it being broken. I never thought I'd see Wayne Gretzky's record be broken. So I can't tell you, I can't sit here right now and tell you that anybody will beat this. But this is now on the front cover of CNN right now. Alex Ovechkin has tied Wayne Gretzky's NHL all-time goals record with 894. Scored twice tonight versus Chicago. Gretzky was in attendance tonight, but he got on the board right away. There was a chance later on in the game for a hat trick, but Riley Leonard scored the goal. The young kid from BC. And everyone on Chicago stayed on the ice to congratulate Ovechkin. It was a very special moment. Ovechkin even said Gretzky was sitting there tonight. It was great for DC. He's looking at it how it was a great moment for the fans. He downplayed his desire to tie the record or even break the record. He said it's game by game, shift by shift, Ovechkin says. You never know what's going to happen. We're just going to continue to feel joy and continue to do our best because we still have like 6 games left before the playoffs. How about that? I can't believe Ovechkin is becoming I will say this, he's become that. I think winning a championship has changed his mentality, his thoughts. Maybe he's now respecting history and looking at it differently. So they'll play Sunday against the Islanders. Seems like a good team. Seems like a good team to do it against. And then they don't play at home until Carolina, who the Bees play tomorrow, until April. So your thoughts on Ovechkin? Dan is in Middleton. Hey, Dan.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey.
Hey, so I heard you talk about Nick's roast beef.
Yeah.
That used to be the mecca of roast beef. They've gone to hell, brother.
Well, I mean, I'm not here to, you know what I mean? I like the beef. I eat the beef. I don't care what, like,
but,
you know what I mean?
hey, listen, I know you're a North Shore guy, right?
No, I live on the North. I'm from Boston, live on the North Shore.
I know that. Oh, that's good enough.
No, I know, but I would never call myself a North Shore guy.
Okay, all right, that's fine enough. And I am a member of North Shore Beefs.
Yeah.
But I would tell you, dude, there's a sneaky spot. If you really want to get a great roast beef, go to Summit's Place in Middleton.
Okay, where is that in near Richardson's?
It's for Richardson's. It's right down the street. It's right on 114.
So, like, what's that Charlie's place now? I've never had that before. Any good?
Charlie's used to be the Balls, but they sold, and it's still Charlie's.
Okay. So the other one near the Dairy Queen? Can you get?
No.
How about the 99?
No, screw the 99.
No, nobody's good. No, nope. Sorry, nope. Scaz, there is certain slander we will not have on this show. The guy goes, "Hey, go here," and I give 5 landmarks, and he doesn't know where it is.
Joe, you're shocked that gentleman couldn't get his bearings on directions you were trying to give him?
That was Joey GPS right there. So is it near Richardson's or Dairy Queen? Is it near the 99? No slander. Do you know how much I love the 99? I love the 99.
Love.
Listen, I want Milliken. Milliken's the 99 guy.
Absolutely.
I will eat 99 with Milliken.
I saw Milliken with Wally today.
I will wear... Oh, what?
Yes. Saw Milliken hanging out with your boy, Joe.
Wait a second. What? What?
He was with your boy, Wally.
He was with him?
Oh, yeah. Taking pictures.
Wally and Milliken. That sounds like a podcast. Milliken and Wally. Like mornings? What would they be?
That's got afternoon drive written all over it.
I saw Tessie, the kid. Is that the kid or the girlfriend? The mascot. Like, is it Wally's girlfriend?
Yeah, I believe so.
We're up against it. But just real quick, we're not doing in or out tonight, but can I do one in or out right now? In or out on the home run helmet. On the mascot.
It's baseball, Joe. It's a long season. Do whatever the hell you got to keep things interesting. My only problem with the helmet is, what is that thing going to smell like in a month or 2 months from now?
No offense, but Little League was bad enough sharing helmets. Did you ever? I was the biggest kid on my team, so if somebody had a big helmet, they'd have to call timeout. I'd have to give them a helmet, then they'd give me the big helmet. That never happened to you, Huskers. True story. If someone had a big helmet and they were on base, they had to give me the big helmet.
Joe, the big helmet Murray.
I got a big dome. Size 8, man.
Like Darth helmet, Joe? Is that what, like Rick Moranis?
So listen, Topher had a Darth Vader mask. I don't know if you saw. The thing was huge, dude. It was huge. And it fit perfectly on my dome. So when I go to hat stores, sometimes they don't have my size. There's only a couple places that have it. Why were we talking about this?
Why do we talk about anything,
Joe?
The
mascot head. Yeah, I don't want to share a sweaty head.
You ever caught a whiff of I'm not saying one of our, professional mascots, but a high school mascot costume or
I know.
Yeah. I was never in the Bridgewater Rainham mascot thing, but I've heard stories that it didn't smell the best. Sat around for a while, I think.
Was it old school that Will Ferrell dressed as the mascot and went on fire? They had to do the Olympics for old school. Wait, am I confusing myself? Mascot, huh? What do you think they make?
Some of them a lot, Joe.
Oh, yes. Remember they had the
Rocky,
salaries?
I believe, the Denver Nuggets
the Phoenix
mascot.
Suns.
The Gorilla.
Gorilla probably.
He's making $500K, I
makes
think.
more money than points by Bradley Beal.
Without a doubt.
We're late. Sorry. Sour of the Sports Hub is brought to you by good friends over at Valve Venus and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com to save 15% off your next drive-through oil change at Valve Venus and Oil Change. Should we do the 11 o'clock too while we're at it? Or should we just go to break?
Just go to break.
All right, we'll go to break, everybody. We got one more hour to go. Here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Red Sox win today, an opening day over at Fenway Park. They've won 3 in a row, won 13-9, got homers from Story and Abreu back-to-back. Walker Buehler his first win, Aroldis Chapman his second save. Dick Fitz goes tomorrow. And the Bruins look to snap their 10-game losing streak, excuse me. Ooh. And Alex Ovechkin tied Wayne Gretzky's record for career goals. He did it in one less game. Headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss, the official weight loss program of the Red Sox. Make this season your season with a solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray, and it's 11 o'clock on a Friday night.
Boston plays here.
Coming through the slot. Close shot. Save. Rebound. Scored.
98.5, the Sports Hub.
Well, Dr. P-Funk said, good night, Joe. I love you. Well, I love you, too. Good night. Sweet dreams. Last night, I got home. I couldn't sleep, guys. Nothing on my mind. No anxiety. Just working nights. I can't sleep. Got a great nap in today, though, for like 35 minutes. It was fantastic. It was during the Red Sox game. Now, you're a Masters guy, right?
Big time.
Big Masters guy here. Monday, by the way, I should probably mention this for programming notes. We'll have the final. So, Final Four is this weekend. Tomorrow night, I'll be at Game Time for that and Fight Night. That's in Peabody. Then Monday will be the College Basketball Championship at Sylvan Street Grill.
The game's at Sylvan Street?
That'd be awesome. No, I don't know. Where is the game?
San Antonio.
Okay. You just said San Antonio. I'm going to just ask the audience a question. We'll take a break, and then we'll continue. But the Celtics won tonight. They broke a record. We talked about Dwight Howard going to the Hall of Fame. We kind of crapped on Durant a little bit. We talked about Ovechkin tying Gretzky's record. We haven't really talked Red Sox, but we'll get there. The Joe Milton thing, I think we kind of, we have our own thought. This is a craft move, not a football move. Okay? So if you want to talk about, sports, do it on your own time. I've heard that before. Do it on your own time. This is your time. Your own time is now. If you want to talk actual sports, 617-779-0985. Because I don't want to talk sports. And it's not what I want to do. It's what you guys want to do. But there was something that happened in San Antonio today that I think tonight's a good night to talk about it, Skaz. You sent it to me in Slack, by the way. You ever heard the term gumshoe? It was a big Carmen Sandiego thing. Like a gumshoe was one that would find out clues and try to answer puzzles or quests. Something happened to Big Cat tonight for Barstool. And I just wanted to leave the floor open quickly for anybody to talk sports. And if they don't, we're going to talk about this story, okay? So now's the time. 617-779-0985. If you want to talk about any sports, this is your floor. So Wisco says, let's talk about Sarah Everett. I don't know what happened because we explained this last night. We work nights, so I don't know what happened. And I love that show. I worked on that show, but now we got our own show. So we gotta work that one now. I've never been to San Antonio. I've been to Dallas. But there was something that happened tonight, and it involves something we've talked about before, such as a poop destination. I've shared that there's places that I go where if it's an emergency, I know where to go. I guess Big Cat had himself an experience and an emergency. And I wanted to share it with everybody. So, if nobody wants to talk sports, I'll share it with you. if you do want to talk sports, this is the time to do it. 617-779-0985. This one's good. This is a I'm curious if this one has happened to anybody else. I'm teasing this because I do want to leave the door open for sports talk if you want to do that. But there was something that happened today we got to talk about. All right, we got a sports call, guys. Let's take sports. Kevin's in North Smithfield.
Hey, good morning.
Wait. No, dude.
See,
it's 11.
What I don't understand is why would you bring in Dobbs? Because he's a journeyman quarterback. If Drake May goes down, then we're relying on him, and we're desperate, right? So why not just have Joe Milton as a backup if we're desperate anyway? Because he's kind of flashy and all this stuff. What do you think?
I don't think that Joe Milton's really any good. We don't think, Skaz and I don't think it's a football move because it makes no sense. It makes no sense trading him. It makes no sense. It makes no football sense at all. So therefore, it's got to be a Kraft move. And it's a message from last year, winning that game at the end of the year. All right. I asked for the sports calls. We'll get through the sports calls, and then we'll talk poop.
Here?
Austin's in Boston, or Boston's in Austin. Which one is it?
Good morning.
Why is everybody saying good morning?
Apologies. Joe Milton with the trade here. With Drake May possibly going down, who
I saved it. I got that one.
Wow, Joe.
That was good, right?
Quick trigger.
You know what I think? Joe Spiracy? I think those guys were in the car together.
You think the Good Morning Boys were together? I certainly hope neither of them are driving, Joe, but
the Good Morning Boys.
The Good Morning Boys.
You know what's funny? Every call we've had tonight has started with some aside.
Every call we've had tonight has sucked, Joe, is what you really wanted to say, I think.
You know what it is? You're alone back there tonight. Usually we have an intern or Street Team Joe or somebody's here.
I've missed some of them, and I think that's for the best.
All right, what should we do? The Celtics back-to-back or the 99? Let's do the Celtics first. Mike's in Rhode Island. Mike.
Hey, what's up, Joe? First off, solid show. You were fantastic as always. 99, always the real deal. But let's talk about the real deal of tonight, and that's the Celtics, right?
Yes.
So it's an embarrassment of riches when you've got somebody like J.D. Davidson in Maine winning an MVP and he can't get floor time up here in Boston. I just wanted to get your take on the future of the Celtics moving forward, particularly with the young guys coming up. From Pritchard to Walsh to Davidson.
Yeah, Mike, I think they're going to win back-to-back. I've been consistent on that. And you know what? I think they're going to three-peat.
I think you're right on that. I mean, I think if there's ever been a team in Boston to do it,
yeah, and you know what? You asked about J.D. Davidson. I think they're going to find room for him next year or trade him.
I mean, you kind of have to, right? Like, I think he's going to be good, and I think when you pair him with some of these guys that might have to get moved out of town because of new ownership, it's going to be a pretty damn good setup, man.
Damn right.
So, good morning, Joe, and thank you.
Good morning and good night.
Good morning, Joe.
Good morning. What the hell did that come from? Connor is in the car. Hey, Connor.
Hey, good morning, fellas. I had a take on the 99. I have a take on the Pats. First off, the sirloin steak tips and the chicken tenders on the 99, one of the greatest deals you could find in this economy.
It's a great combo.
Second off,
great combo.
The Pats, am I crazy to think that this team can make the playoffs? I'm looking at the schedule, and I could see them racking up 10 wins this next season.
No, I think the expectation should be that they compete for a playoff.
Agreed. All right. Well, great.
Right. Well, I cut him off. I didn't mean to do that, buddy. I would say that the win total 7.5, and I think they're either going to win 6, 7, or 8 games.
Hey, really covering all your bases,
well, no,
Joe.
I mean, listen, here's the deal. As of right now, I would go under. You know what's so funny? I really don't care about the Joe Milton thing. It's just a point for me to look at it that it wasn't a football move. But just Josh Dobbs is going to be the backup. They gave him $3 million guaranteed. Do you think they draft a kid, Skez?
Will Drake May's parents let them draft the kid? Is Drake May okay if they is he going to be all right? Is he going to be able to handle it if they draft someone in the 6th round? Like some of the reports out there, it makes it seem like maybe not.
Are you believing the reports?
I don't know what to believe, Joe. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, Lifshatz, when he was on a couple of weeks ago, stirred the pot. Some people were upset about it.
Dan Lifshatz stirred the pot. You don't say.
But he called out the media, the reporting in this town.
I think he's upset some people in Oklahoma City this week as well.
Yes, he is. Dan Lifshatz is different area codes. That guy's stirring across the world. Okay?
Professionally. He's a stirrer. You're a sniffer, he's a stirrer.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Sniffing and stirring.
But it's funny because I had someone hey, I didn't like what Lifshatz said. And I go, well, you should call Dan. But I listened. I didn't dismiss it. I listened. And I think that we have ourselves a source war. I think we have new coach in here, but yet still some people have ties to Stacey James, and I guess I'll call that Patriots PR is what I'll call that. There's some that probably have a relationship with Josh McDaniels, right, from the past. I just think there's a lot of egos in that room, a lot of former coaches, a lot of connections, and a lot of talk. There's a lot going on in there. So I think the reporting right now, it's not that I don't believe that Drake May's family could be upset about it. I just don't think anybody should have feared Joe Milton. Did Drake May, the number 3 pick in the draft, is going to fear Joe Milton? Are you kidding me? Like, let's just, come on. Am I like superficial thinking that? Drake May threatened by Joe Milton? Are you kidding me? That's how I feel about it. All right. Well, if you want to talk about that, we can. There is a big poop story, though. So you guys tell me in chat, you want the poop? Or do you want the scoop? You want the poop or the scoop? Ooh, that could be a segment.
It's pretty much the night show.
No. You know what? It would be really funny. Hey, Joe, is it a poop or a scoop? Just read a excerpt from a story. All right, Joe, is it a poop or a scoop? Oh, wow. I'm going to throw that one in the air fryer. Actually, I'm going to marinate it first. I'll marinate it. We got to go to break. I'm Joe Murray here at the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
SochiRoofing.com.
Felger and Maz are just his pregame.
They've been getting wholesale deals for years.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hall.
Open the door. I feel like
no. Forget about bathrooms in general. Like, have you ever opened a studio door just to see what's going on in there?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I'll give that to you.
Well, the men's bathroom was clogged. I mean, it was. Now, if I opened the door and it was occupied, I would know. I would have. I mean, I've told you I've already done it in my pants before. So yes, have I pooped my pants? Yes. Have I done it? Have I now done it in a women's bathroom? Yes. Matt's in Kingston. Hi, Matt.
Joe, I'm right there with you. This has actually happened to me, and it was in what I like to call a single shooter. So it's just like the private bathroom. I couldn't hold it. I don't know. What else do you do? The only problem I had is when I left, there was a woman waiting on the outside to go in after I had just been in there.
It's a horrible feeling.
It was a disaster. It ruined my whole day. It might even have ruined my entire week, to be perfectly honest with you. So have a good night, brother.
Oh, thank you. Also, I'm guilty of this. Very guilty. You smelt it, you dealt it. Yes. Have you ever gone to a concert before? And the men's line, very, very long. The women's line, though. Like, you go to a Metallica show. I know that there's women who like Metallica. There's just less women. If you're, let's just use Gillette Stadium for an example. I don't know. Long line for the men, short line for the women. I've seen a lot of co-ed bathrooms in my life. What I mean by co-ed, you're not supposed to be in there, but they're in there anyways. So you know what, Big Cat? Tenacious Tomato wants to know if it's legal. How's it not? How? I mean, is it illegal? What would happen? What would happen? You're just pooping in it? Oh, is it? I mean, I don't know. Now we're getting into the weeds. I don't want to do that. I feel like I've. Why would you? I mean, listen. I don't want to go to the bathroom at a sporting event. By the way, that guy called it a single shooter. Is that what those are? Those are fantastic. Have you ever been in a Boston building? I understand what the meaning was, everybody. How's it going back there, Skaz? Should we continue this or want to see what Courtney has to say in Warwick? Hey, Courtney.
Hi. So, Joe, I have accidentally I'm a female, and I accidentally walked into the men's room at a Denny's. Not even noticing that there were urinals, just went into the stall, did my business, came out, washed my hands, noticed that there were urinals, were like, oh, my God. And as I was leaving, like a 10-year-old boy walked in with fright, like, what are you doing in here?
I'd give him a salute. I'd be like, hey, young man.
I've also been shamed for using the handicap restroom at the Providence Performing Arts Center. Like at intermission, the line is out the door for the ladies' room.
Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one.
And
the handicap special? The handicap spot?
The handicap stall. There is no one using it. So my girlfriend and I were like, we're going to use the handicap stall. So she went in and I guarded the door, and it was good. So I went in, she guarded the door, we're good. Now we're both walking through, all these women lined out the door, start booing at us and yelling at us for using the handicap bathroom. And I thought, well, there's no handicap in line. Like, I didn't throw a handicap to the curb to use the bathroom. There was no one around.
You were just ignorant. Everybody else was trying to do the right thing, but you know what? You did the smart thing.
And so you think they were ignorant, not me.
Well,
no, because listen to me.
When I say ignorant, you didn't know any better is what I mean. You just did it off impulse.
Right. And so the next day, I happened to work with a lady whose husband is handicapped. And I asked her, because I was like, oh, my God, did I really do something wrong? Am I a bad person for using the handicapped bathroom? So I asked her, because her husband is handicapped, and she said, no, it's handicapped accessible for the handicap. So as long as there's nobody in line, you can use the handicapped bathroom.
Hey, Courtney, I don't judge you. I don't think you did anything wrong.
Are you sure?
I mean, if I'm the judge, you've done nothing wrong.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
I appreciate you, Joe.
I appreciate you. No, I appreciate you.
Have a good night.
Thank you. You know what? That was a good one. I didn't even think about the other stalls. Speaking of stalling, we got to go to break. I'm Joe Murray here on the Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Carrie Ann writes in the chat, ladies of the Joe Show they live shame-free. That is true. Ladies of the Joe Show? Is that another t-shirt? Hey, the Celtics won. Quick, smelly.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Hub.
Funny. Living in Arizona, love being able to tune in to Joey Murray and listen to what is happening in Boston sports. Tonight, I tune in to hear him talking about peeking into ladies' bathroom doors and pooping in the ladies' room. I've learned more than I wanted today. Well, sir, I salute you. All right, so we'll be at game time tomorrow night for the Final Four and UFC Fight Night, and then Monday at Sylvan Street Grill for the National Championship of College. We've given our predictions. You got to go over to social media, though. I'm Joe Murray on IG or somewhere on the maybe 98.5 site. I don't know. It's there, though, if you want our predictions. And then we're going to do some Masters stuff next week, Skaz. I know it's your week. So Monday we'll do Masters. We got a Revs guest on Monday as well, and I'll be live on remote, so it'll be a fun night. Red Sox won opening day. Good day. Good feelings. What else? Celtics win tonight. Jaylen Brown looks good. And the Bruins tomorrow could lose 11 in a row. I don't know what else. Patriots, blah. Sarko, how you doing, buddy?
Joe, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
I'm all right, man. How you doing?
Hey,
you seem like you're doing really good.
Telling poop stories, you know?
Yeah, man. But you know what? What we got to do? Because I'm finally home now. I'm glad I got home. We got to get you a nice lineup, man. You want to come to Malden, I'll take you to a nice Dominican spot, brother. All right? Especially before tomorrow.
I was talking
Check
about
this out. Yeah, man. I got you, man. Trust me, brother. I got you. No, but I called in last night, but it was a couple of things I wanted to chime in on. It was the Milton trade. Do you think it has anything to do with the fact that there was a report, and I'll give credit to Jim Murray last week when he said something, Cleveland sportscaster or something, said that there was going to be a trade between Cleveland and Dallas, and they were going to trade Dak Prescott, right? So I'm just wondering, do you think there's any type of, let's say, you know what I mean? Anything going on there that might be fishy or smelly?
Oh, it's smelly. I just think that in the end, it might be a little too messy for the Cowboys to get out of Dak Prescott's contract. He has a no-trade clause.
Yeah, of
He's
course.
got dead money on the deal. So, how do you work out that deal?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Listen, you know, when they did the whole deal with Stephon Diggs and everybody was complaining about the amount of money they gave him, I was like, are you guys crazy? Sick and tired of hearing this. Now you guys, they don't spend money on anybody. Now they finally do, and everybody's all pissed off about, oh, why they spend so much money on the guy? You get me? So it's kind of like the same scenario. You get me?
Sarko, I get you a lot, buddy. Appreciate you. Yeah. Again, who does Robert Kraft want to rub elbows with? Guys who are in the Hall of Fame, maybe? Because you guys know how it works, right? When someone's up for the Hall of Fame, there are people that go to bat, that vote, that not so much vote for them, but they stand up in front of a committee and they say, hey, guys, we need to put this person in the Hall of Fame. I think Robert Kraft needs other voices. Bill Parcells got a big voice in that room. Jerry Jones has a big voice in that room. Wait till Tom Brady. I don't know. Will Bill Belichick put over Robert Kraft? Because they might have to put each other over. Think about that one.
Joe, this is like some WWE type, putting people over, asking for favors.
Yes.
You've heard some favors.
Kind of like Paul Heyman and CM Punk. Yeah. Oh, imagine. Hey, Bill, you're going to get into the Hall of Fame this year. How about we automatically put you in, but how about you automatically put me in? That'd be putting each other over. And then we'd be like, they squashed the beef. They love each other again. And I'm going to be like, yeah.
The Night Show prefers beefs. We don't like squashed beefs. We prefer active beefs.
Beef over squash.
Absolutely, Joe.
Yeah. If it comes down to the squash or the beef, I want the beef. Skaz wants the beef. All right, well, we got to go home. What else? You got any games this weekend? You doing anything? No? Just getting ready for the Masters, huh?
Getting ready for the Masters, yeah.
Celtics
taking it easy this weekend, Joe.
Good for you.
I'm sure I have something that I'm obliged to go to at some point, but yeah.
Well, tomorrow night I'll be at the old Game Time at the North Shore Mall in Peabody, so I'll come by and say hello. We had a lot going on there. And then Sunday I'll be with Matt McCarthy from 10 to 2. And then Monday I'll be on remote at Sylvan Street Grill. And then we're back here next week.